Look at that. We are live. That goes like straight in. That is fantastic. That is awesome. Hello, Internet. You are looking live here in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah, here at DNA HQ. It's gorgeous here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yes, sir, it is.
Absolutely gorgeous. On today's episode of the DNA Sports Recap, we have
The way too early BIG-10 predictions.
how will Texas fare in its first season in the SEC.
Does the NBA have a gambling problem?
Let's go ahead and recap the first week in Major League Baseball. All that and more. My name is Darren. That is AJ. And this is the DNA Sports Recap.
Roll the intro.
How's it going, AJ?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
I am living the dream here in sunny Salt Lake City. How about yourself?
You know what's funny is you could actually push the intro directly.
Yeah, we could run the,
in the feed.
Yeah. I wonder how that would go. To our to our watchers here. Let's see how this works here.
And we're back.
And we're back. That is awesome. All right. Sorry, guys. We're playing with stuff as we go here in the DNA Sports Recap.
We got this.
We totally got this. So before we get started on that, let's go ahead and do our ceremonial pre-show cheers.
Ceremonial.
Cheers to you.
And cheers to you, my friends.
We finished off the last of that bottle of Angel's Envy.
Last week.
No, this week.
Oh, it was this week? That's the last of it?
Yeah, that was the last of it.
So sad.
Yeah.
It's a good bottle.
It's good stuff, man. I really like it. Really
I
good
do too.
stuff. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump on into it, shall we?
Absolutely. I think I'm ready. Hold on. I got to get in my groove. Okay, I'm ready.
Good. All right. Once again, folks, this is a live stream, so we'd like to hear from you folks. Go ahead and drop down in the chat whatever we're talking about. If you guys want to comment, make sure you drop a comment there in the live stream there so we can hear from you. And we'll also address that as we go. Feel free to interrupt us. We'd like to also hear where you're watching from. So be sure to go ahead and drop into the comments and let us know where you're repping your little DNA Sports Recap self at. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Let's first start with a little bit of college football, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and start with our way too early Big Ten predictions.
Yeah, I mean, the Big 10 conference is completely different as far as the landscape than it was last year.
Yes.
Obviously, they added Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA, all teams that had, pretty successful runs in the Pac-12 conference.
Right.
So I say we just get it. I'm going to go right into my number 5, who I got in the Big 10 conference, and I'm going to go with Washington.
Washington, number 5.
Yep,
okay.
Washington, number 5. I think head coach Jed Fish, I think he's got a tall task, kind of keeping the Huskies rolling. Obviously, I wouldn't go as far as saying they have college football playoff hopes like they were last year, with the undefeated season and their only loss coming to Michigan in the national championship game. But I do think they're going to be a top team in this conference. Jed Fish, he did a fantastic job at Arizona, really did a good work turning the Arizona program over. Got some good talent in there. They do have 4-star Demond Williams Jr., who was originally an Ole Miss signee, ended up flipping to Ole Miss for Jed Fish, and then ended up kind of hitting the transfer portal, following him up, because there's that rule in the transfer portal that they can move with the coach. Kid's electric, man. He's a really good player. I actually watched a few minutes of film on him. He's only like 5'11", and he's got a huge arm. I mean, really get the ball of the field, really accurate passer. Really shifty, quick, good on his feet. So I think they have a really good chance to kind of show what they can do. After with the Jed Fish change, even there.
Nice.
What about you?
My number 5 on our Big Ten way too early rankings. I have Rutgers.
Rutgers?
I have them. Yeah.
Okay.
I have them at 5.
Okay, I love it.
So they do have tough games against Wisconsin, USC, Maryland, and Michigan State. But this is all about scheduling, my friend.
Absolutely.
This is all about scheduling because they are not playing Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, or Oregon.
I guess that is going to look good in the conference rankings.
So, yeah, I do think that's going to help them a little bit. Again, this is our way too early rankings. I'm just kind of looking at the schedule, looking at what's happening there, and I just see them being at that 5th spot. I think they got a good shot of doing it. I see them being, top 30 team in the country.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. But that's I have 5. I have Rutgers.
I like it. These are some, you're opening up bold, man. You're going right out the gate.
Let me start with my 4th because then we'll go over to yours.
Okay,
you'll
deal.
see why. My 4th is actually Washington. I have Washington 4th.
Okay.
I think Jed Fish is going to do a great job, but I do see them being a borderline top 25 team when all's said and done. They're just not as talented of a team as they were underneath Kalen.
Yep.
Underneath Coach DeBoer there, and with his exit, the entire offensive line, I believe, offensive side of the ball leaving.
Pretty much.
So,
yeah. I mean, and he brought a lot of talent with him from Arizona, but how's that going to transfer? Obviously the players are saying they're going to have some cohesion issues, I believe. It's just really tough to get everybody on the same page, doing the same thing, especially when you're running a brand new offense, that kind of stuff. So
100% agree. So who do you have as 4?
I have number 4, Penn State.
Penn State.
James Franklin and Penn State University.
Gotcha.
This is one of those teams that I think always has something to prove. You know what I mean? Like they're always out there. They're always kind of looked at like in the shadows of, or, Ohio State and Michigan, and dealing with those kind of powerhouses in your conference the whole time can be really tough. But I think this is a good season for them. They are returning a ton of talent. They didn't lose a lot of guys to the NFL last year. But what they're going to need is a big flashy offense, because that's what Michigan has. That's what Ohio State has. They're always big time offenses, right?
Right.
Their quarterback, Drew Alar, he's kind of coming in, but he might be the guy. They got their new offensive coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki, and
first try.
Yeah, first try every time.
First try.
And I think if Alar is going to be that guy, he's going to step up, be vocal. He can lead this team, and they can get some wins. I think they can be on the top side of this conference for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Yep. Look forward to where I have Penn State, by the way, because I have them ranked a little differently than you.
Okay.
That's what we call a tease for later on the episode for sure.
Excellent.
All right. So do you want to read off your 3rd and then I go with mine, or?
Yeah. So my number 3rd is kind of my bold statement.
Okay.
I have Michigan at number 3.
Oof. That is a bold statement, my friend. And then we just lost half the viewers on this video.
I apologize, Michigan fans.
We just lost 30 subscribers.
But I love Michigan, man. I think they're such a good team. But between the head coaching changes, going to Sharon Moore, you lost so much talent to the NFL. And I think number 3 is actually more of a compliment, right? It just kind of tells you how talented, how deep they are. They're going to keep playing. They're kind of in a quarterback battle, right? Their offensive coordinator, Kurt Campbell, came out and said that they're not really sure who number 1 is. It's kind of apparent. Everyone thinks it's pretty obvious that we had a previous video on it, but Alex Orji could potentially be that guy.
Freaking love that name.
Yes, just absolutely killing it with the name. But they have recruited. They recruited really well. They did pretty good in the transfer portal, and I just think that they got a good shot. Be nice. Number 3. I think they're going to keep winning some ball games.
Nice. My number 3 in our way too early Big 10 rankings, I have Nebraska.
Wow. Okay. So bold statements are out the window, because number 3 is Nebraska.
Number 3 is Nebraska.
Okay.
I got them catching early momentum with the start of the schedule. I do think Matt Rule has early eyes on that Dillon kid, that 5-star freshman QB. I think he's going to be the starting one there, and I think he's highly rated coming in. So I think he's going to do well. They only play one preseason top 20 team.
Oh, okay.
So that's my key thing for why I'm putting them so high.
You think just pure scheduling?
Yeah, like I said with Rutgers, man, at 5, Nebraska at 3, I think, and they're only playing one top 20 team. Again, this preseason rankings, and these are our early rankings anyway. So
these are our way too early rankings.
Yeah, way too early rankings.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Check it out. We're going to put out more rankings. You guys are going to love them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll also drop in the description there our links to the what did we do? The Big 12 way too early rankings last week. So
absolutely.
we'll drop that in there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my thinking on that. I think Nebraska is going to do well. I think they have a great quarterback that they're going to put under center there, 5-star freshman. So I think that's a great idea. Sorry, not a great idea. I think I think
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea to put your 5-star
Not sure
player.
It's a great idea.
Put your 5-star recruit in there. But yeah, just mainly with the scheduling there, you'll notice the trend. But what I'll say at the end of mine, for what you'll notice the trend on my top 5. But that's why I got is number 3.
Okay, excellent. You want me to go to number 2 then?
Actually, let's go with my number 2 because
Okay.
this is a team you already met. Spoiler alert, that you already said, which is Penn State. I have Penn State finishing second in the conference.
Okay.
Reason why I have that is they have one tough matchup in the fall. Actually, a couple of them with USC and Ohio State, but I think they aren't going to have too many conference losses outside of that. And I do think that they're going to be one of these CFP darlings. They just squeak into that top 12.
Yeah.
That top 12 finishing for the college football playoff there. So, and again, this is a team that, can either prove me right or prove me drastically wrong,
Yes.
Penn State.
Yes. And they're always good.
Yeah.
Penn State is always a good football team.
But they can have some key losses that always hurts them.
Yep. They always got that one loss to Ohio State where they, lose by 14. And you're just like, yeah, you can't actually hang with college football playoff contenders. You lose by 3, it's a ball game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you show, but you lose by 2 scores and it's just a completely different game.
Yep. What do you have 2?
Number 2, I have the Ohio State University.
Ooh. We just lost our other half of our subscribers.
I just think that Ryan Day and company, this is a team that is always very good. They're one of the best recruiting teams in the country. And they're going to be out for blood against Michigan. They've lost the last few years to them. It was the book.
That's what we call a leap of faith right there.
So, they're going to be out for blood against Michigan. They've lost the last couple of years to them. They're just, they're going to be out to win this conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that they're going to be going for it all. They also have a starting quarterback position that they need to, they've got to figure out. They lost, McCord to the transfer portal after he had a relatively successful season. Ohio State fans chime in. Let me know what you guys think, obviously. But they got a quarterback battle going between Will Howard and Devin Brown. So they do got a tough road game. They're at Penn State on November 2nd. So that's going to be a tough game. But other than that, I mean, they got Michigan at home to end the season. Their schedule's not terrible. I think they can make a good push and have a good season.
Very nice. Very nice. I like it. All right. So that brings us to our number 1, who we have finishing the top of our way too early Big 10 rankings.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I have number 1 as Oregon, man.
Okay.
Yep, I have number 1 as the University of Oregon. Dan Lanning has just absolutely killed it in the transfer portal. He's killed it recruiting. This team's, they're sending some skill players to the NFL, but it's a veteran team, man. And they continue to just bring in all kinds of talent. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be experienced. They got a test. Obviously, they've got Ohio State coming to Eugene on October 12th. That's a huge matchup. And realistically, it's like 4 or 5 games in.
Mm-hmm.
That game could be conference title championship aspirations, right?
Right.
Could be a rematch. That's going to be a huge one. And then they got a tough. Yeah. So, these guys are going to be. Oregon's going to be a fantastic football team. They're. We watched them come here and obliterate our youths in a game that wasn't supposed to happen the way it did. But then they got a tough road game. They got Michigan November 2nd. And it's going to be an Oregon offense versus Michigan defense kind of game. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a fun season in the Big 12 for sure.
Gotcha.
Who do you got?
All right. So my number 1 team for my way too early Big 10 rankings is Michigan.
Yeah. You don't even have Oregon in your top 5?
No. If you notice the trend?
Yeah.
None of the teams, with the exception of Washington, made my top 5. None of the new incoming teams made the top 5.
Wow.
I even have Ohio State finishing 6th right now. So, but we'll get into that a little bit. We'll get into that as we get closer to the season. But as I'm sitting right now, I've got Michigan. They're national champs, man. When you're on the top, you got to, you're on the top until you're proven you're not.
Yep, absolutely.
So you got to give them a benefit of a doubt straight out the box, even though they're not going to have that sign stealing advantage that they had last year. I do believe that their head coach had plenty of time to acclimate himself to the head coaching role when he filled in for several games last year and had a great record. I do believe that they have a lot of talent returning on the defensive side of the ball, which is what made Michigan who they are. I do think that that defense will buy Coach Moore time to get comfortable underneath the big headset, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't say that. That's probably just me. But anyway.
I like the big headset, man.
They have Texas coming in week 2, so that will tell us a lot on where they're going to sit there. But yeah, I got Michigan as the top dog for the Big Ten early on. None of the teams, with the exception of Washington, which I'm just high on because how well they played. I think Jed Fish is a great offensive mind, and Washington's had a great offense last year. I think he continues that. I think he rolls into the Big Ten, and I think while he doesn't, win the division, win the conference, I do think he's going to do well enough to basically put him on the map there. I got him at 4. Everybody else I got finishing out: Oregon, USC, all of them not making it.
Wow,
sorry. It's my way too early predictions there.
I'm a little surprised.
Yeah.
Did you see Oregon play last year?
I did. I watched a lot of Oregon football last year.
Okay.
I did. I just don't think
this is why we have way too early predictions.
Yeah.
And you obviously we don't share anything.
Yeah. So. Well, I think that they've just got, think about it this way, man. When we do teaser for the SEC, how many incoming teams are you think are just going to dominate that conference right out of that?
Absolutely.
And the Big Ten is technically, in my opinion, the second strongest football conference over the last 10 years in the.
Oh, hands down.
So I just think a bunch of Pac-12 teams that had a great year last year. Don't get me wrong. Pac-12 is probably one of the strongest conferences last year.
Yeah, arguably the strongest conference last year.
Yeah, arguably the strongest last year.
Right.
So I just don't think they're going to come in there and make a whole bunch of noise and shake things up and, break up the top 5. So yeah. A lot of these teams I had for ties, by the way. I had to pick one and I went one way, which knocked Ohio State and Oregon out of the top 5. So just
I love it. I love it.
We want to know what you folks think.
Are bold, not too way too early.
Are bold, way too early.
Not way too early.
Wait. We want to hear from you folks there. Go ahead and drop in the comments there. Drop in the chat. Let us know what you think, dear listener, dear viewer. What you think as far as our bold predictions there about how the Big Ten is going to shake out the top 5 there. Love to hear from you guys. Also, once again, folks, this is a live stream. We'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and drop in on the comments. Let us know where you're repping. Feel free to drop in your opinions. We'd love to read it on air and kind of engage with you. That's why we really do this. This whole concept of this show is building up to the bar with your buddy and talking sports. So that's why we're here, and we want to hear from you. So let us know. We are on the grind to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going to give away the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Hit like on this video for your boy AJ there, so you don't miss it on that giveaway.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and if you're watching on one of our short videos, this is available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Audio only. Should be a link right over here.
Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next segment. Let's stay with a little bit of college football, though, shall we?
I do, but let's switch the color, though, while we're doing this.
You want to switch the color?
Yes.
All right.
Is it the middle button?
I don't know. Press some buttons and let's find out.
No, it's not the middle one, I don't think. It was the middle one.
It was the middle one.
No, it wasn't the middle one. No, because the middle one changes it. Let's go. There we go.
There we go. I like it.
Okay. We're back.
All right. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Texas, shall we?
If this one kind of pains me.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why it does. Just sometimes it does.
Okay. All right.
Having to talk SEC football hurts my soul, Darren.
Oh, okay. Well, get used to it, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
That's what the people want to hear.
It's true. It's true. And I'm a man of the people.
That's right. That's right. This is your show. We're just hosting it. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
For sure. Okay. So how much time do we want to spend on this? We want to deep dive on this? You go ahead and start with the deep dive and I'll give my short summary answer on this one.
Okay. I've got a ton of notes on this. But I mean, the question is how is Texas going to fare in their first season in the SEC?
Absolutely.
I mean, to start out, Texas opens up. Oh, thumbs up, killing me. I
haven't moved. My hands are down here, my friend.
It was me because I'm always doing this number.
He's doing all those in one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk Texas football, baby. Let's go. All right.
All right. So Texas opens up against Colorado State. They're at home. That's one of these, what we like to call scheduled wins. And then they get right to it, dude. I mean, they travel to Michigan to take on the defending national champion Wolverines.
Right.
So this is going to be one of those must-watch football games. You know what I mean? Texas made obviously an awesome run last year, only falling short against Washington in a game that Washington almost gave away in the last 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to tell a lot about who both of these football teams are in that game right there, because it'll tell you if Michigan's ready to keep winning, and it'll tell you if Texas is ready to take that next big step over a defending national champion, right?
Right.
So they got a few more scheduled wins. They got UTSA, LA Monroe, and then they go straight into their SEC schedule against Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Georgia. Getting Quinn Ewers back is the most important factor for this whole team, point blank period. They obviously had some great wide receivers last year. They lost them to the NFL draft and Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. The guys were studs. And the only thing that really cost them was some of their other players getting good playing time, because they have some fantastic, they had some fantastic receivers that are in the program that didn't get playing time because you had NFL talent on the field all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, they are going to have Jonte Cook. He saw some limited action last season. They got Matthew Golden. He was an addition from the transfer portal. They got some good players. These are 4 or 5-star recruits coming out of high school. So they're going to be able to reload on the receiving end. They're going to be able to keep, throwing the ball up the field, being aggressive like they were all season last year. This team's projected to win 10 games this year, 10 and a half games.
Yeah.
And it's definitely possible. I mean, they got a little bit of help in the scheduling, right? I mean, they get Georgia at home. They got Georgia at home. They got some tough ones on the road. Obviously, Michigan, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas A&M to finish the season. So, Steve Sarkisian, he's just done a great job with this football team.
Mm-hmm.
They looked almost unbeatable at times last year. You're getting your stud quarterback, returning. That always helps. I don't know. What do you think?
I think we need to ask our audience to make sure our mics are working this time. So if someone can drop in the comments, let us know if our mics are working this week. That'd be great. I'm a little paranoid about it from last week.
Yeah, I'm terrified now.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so I mean, when it comes to that, absolutely. I think they're set up for success, man, based off of, finishing a top 4 team in the country last year, really, being able to, make the CFP in the last year where it's only 4 teams, definitely has your momentum going forward. Going to the SEC, I mean, this Texas team is very similar to SEC style type team.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's not into the Big Ten. I think this team is pretty much really set well for that conference there.
Yeah, they were absolutely built to move into the SEC.
Absolutely. I agree there for sure.
And I think them announcing it a little bit early, 2 years ago or whatever, right, when the change was about to happen,
really helped them with recruiting.
Because absolutely, you want to go play in an SEC school, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole goal. Doesn't matter where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to end up in the SEC. If you can do it, you're going to take it.
Yeah, I got them with 10 wins as well. Next year, looking at the schedule, there are 4 teams that I think are going to be kind of struggles for them. Sweet Tammy, thank you. You can hear us.
Appreciate it, Tammy.
Thank you. It also lets us know that the chat's working there, so that's awesome. But yeah, so I think as far as that goes, I think 10 wins, but there are 4 teams I think are going to be a problem. I think they're going to get 2 of them. I don't think they're going to get all 4. It's Michigan, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Texas A&M. Those are the 4 games I'm looking at and being like, okay, they're going to lose a couple of these.
Yeah. Just a tough schedule. And the problem is when you play that many really good football teams in a season, you just kind of get ground down, right? You can't keep guys healthy through that many really tough, really physical football games. I'm excited for them. I think Texas has a great chance to compete. They're lucky enough to get in the first season where Alabama's, maybe reeling a little bit, right?
Maybe.
So as a Texas fan, you love the fact that Nick Saban just left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a chance. I mean, obviously Georgia's still who they are. It's going to be a good season to watch some SEC football.
Yeah. So I've got Texas finishing third in the SEC.
Okay. Behind Georgia and Alabama.
That is what we call a tease. Be sure to tune in to our next week's way too early predictions on the SEC. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss that breakdown where I rank the rest of the SEC. I will give you a little bit though. I do have Texas finishing third and making the CFP.
Excellent. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to be putting out videos on all of these big conference predictions. You guys are going to love them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So any other final thoughts? What about Texas? Where do you have them finishing?
I see them probably number 4 in the conference.
Okay.
I see them top 5 though. You know what I mean? And I do see them competing. I think they'll be right in there in the running to potentially be playing in the SEC championship though.
I agree. They got a shot for sure.
Yep.
We want to know what you think, folks. Let us know in the comments down below what you think as far as that goes. What do you feel that Texas is going to be able to put up in their first year in the SEC? Do you agree with us there? We think they're going to have 10 wins. Let us know where you're at on that for sure.
Yep. And if you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, make sure you know this is available audio only wherever you get your podcast. Should be a link right here.
Always remember to hit that subscribe button. If you have not yet, go ahead and drop a like on this video. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out a video where we talk college football.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'd like to that's it for college football, right?
That is.
Okay, perfect.
That was the slate.
Before we move into college football, I'd like to talk
college football.
Out of college football, yes. Before we move out of college football, we had LSU versus Iowa
in women's college basketball.
Okay. Did you see the ratings on that game?
I saw it was the most viewed college women's basketball game of all time.
It outdrew every playoff game in the NBA last year, every game in the World Series of Major League Baseball. It outdrew every single college football game with the exception of one. And ratings absolutely dominated. Over 14 million people watch.
Yeah, that's insane
for a college.
But you got superstars, man.
Yeah, for college
Angel
women's,
Reese, Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's the battle everybody's been wanting to see. Right?
Yeah, battle from last year. It's unfortunate that we got it in the Elite Eight. You'd love to see it be a Final Four game.
Yeah, one more round in.
Yeah, one more round in. But I guess they're not as good as the NBA is fixing their league. So
no, they're terrible at it.
Yeah,
they're just like going to put all the teams in the bracket and make you play till you win.
Yeah, so I mean. I gotta say, man, it's been a joy to watch. I mean, with the NBA, how it's been lately, it's been, this. I've never seen a league where, playing as a player in the NBA, playing is optional. I've never seen this before. I mean, even we had the prodigal son returns in Dom last night from Cleveland to Salt Lake City. Didn't play. He's set to play tonight. When the Lakers were here, LeBron didn't play, and SGA is not playing on the second night of a back-to-back tonight against I can't remember who they're playing.
Rudy didn't play when he was here. It's because the Jazz is one of what we call a scheduled win.
Yeah. So, I mean, the league is just better when the best players are playing.
Yep.
And it's just better to watch. You've got a bunch of teams that are just tanking to win or just try to preserve themselves for the postseason. It's just not fun basketball, man. And it's great to be able to switch over to college basketball and actually get to watch some stuff that actually is entertaining. Especially with the fact that the women's college basketball for the second year in a row is outdrawing the men's in the tournament, which is crazy. Yeah, lots of talent. We definitely have a future video coming our way on what this means for the future of the WNBA and how that works. But what do you got to say about this as far as how women are? Is this a one-off? Once these two, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, are no longer in the league, are we going to see a drop off? Obviously, this is an outlier. We're not going to see 14 million people watching the Final Four. But I don't know though, man. I mean, you think though there's some really good up and coming women's college basketball players, and I think this just sets a precedent that there is really talented women playing basketball. Right? I've obviously watched the NBA. You have not. I watched the NBA, but the WNBA. Sorry, but it can be fun basketball to watch. You know what I mean? And it just shows in the NCAA. These games, yeah, there's not high flying dunks, and you're not seeing guys like, just be ridiculous freak athletes. But these girls can ball, man. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I think the biggest problem that people have when it comes to the women's and men's basketball is they're considering it the same game, man. You just got to stop comparing the two games. Yeah. It's just not the same sport. It literally isn't, It's different.
Yeah.
It's completely different. It doesn't benefit you to compare the two. Right now, it is much more entertaining to watch women's college basketball than it is watch men's, just because the incoming draft class coming into the 2025 season in the NBA, the 2024 draft class, just isn't really that exciting in comparison. So there's not really a bunch of people to watch in the men's tournament, but there are some really good players on the women's team that are going to be coming in to the WNBA, potentially the big three. If you watch our previous video,
check it out.
Check that out for sure. And it's just, I gotta say, man, it's a much more entertaining game to watch right now.
Yep. And there's just there's a whole lot of upside to it. Unknown upside, right?
Yeah.
Could these players actually get better after they leave the WNBA? Who knows? Or sorry, after they leave NCAA and make it to the WNBA. Yeah, sorry.
No,
could these players get better once they leave the NCAA and make it to the WNBA? Like, could their careers continue on this just meteoric rise that they're already on? Like, now you're going to play with the best college basketball players on every single team.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Chance.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I don't watch the WNBA for a myriad of reasons, and definitely one of them is just it's just hasn't been an entertaining game to watch for me.
Yeah,
I've caught out in the distance. I've caught a couple of games and just been like, but
yeah.
I'm looking forward to this next couple of years, absolutely, for sure. The talent that's coming out of this tournament, there are not just Caitlin Clark. There's plenty of other players that are fun to watch that can shoot deep threes. That we have. Oh, what's her name coming out of South Carolina? Oh my gosh, her name's escaping me. But she's a post beast, man. She's amazing. But anyway, a lot of talented players coming out of the college game this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. May actually catch a couple WNBA games next year.
That's what I'm talking about.
We'll see.
We'll sit down right here, watch some games, drink some whiskey.
That's right. Let us know in the comments down below, folks. What do you think in regards to the WNBA? Not actually the WNBA, but it's kind of adjacent to that. Let us know about the women's college game. Apparently, a lot more of you are watching women's college basketball than men's college basketball. Let us know in the comments down below. Is this sustainable? Is this a change in the shift? I just think there's actually a big point. I want to talk about that. Is this something that's going to be? Is this before we pivot into the NBA? Is this a pivot into showing how broken men's college basketball is right now?
Very potentially.
I mean, because you got men's players that with NIL and with the G League and with playing overseas, they can make some money
almost immediately.
But these WNBA players, with the exception of maybe two players I could name off the top of my head in the women's game, really the more money for them is going to be in college.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with them and the NIL, I think it's going to be for the next several years. You're going to see a lot of these girls just stay in college for longer,
and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean. Like, especially if you're going to make more money in college, like stay there, keep wowing the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's awesome, man. I think it's awesome. But anyway, let's go ahead and pivot on over to the NBA, shall we?
Let's do it.
Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and wrap this one up.
Okay.
We want to know what you think, folks. Let us know in the comments down below. Is this sustainable for the WNBA? And as far as WNBA did again, let us know in the comments down below, folks, what you think. Is this sustainable for women's college basketball? Is this the shift that we were looking for in really pushing women's basketball to the next level? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, drop a like on this video for your boy AJ over there. And look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Absolutely. And if you're watching on one of our short videos, make sure you know this is available audio only wherever you get your podcasts. Should be a link right there. Let's switch the color.
Yep. Let's switch on over, folks. Once again, folks, this is a live stream. We want to hear from where you guys are repping. Please feel free to jump in the comments. Let us know what you think in the topics we're discussing, or if you want to talk something else, food, music, movies.
Food, music. Yeah, we don't care. I can literally talk about anything.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
I can't talk WNBA because I don't watch it.
Bring it. Post a comment. Let's chat about
it. There's always one of us can have the answers on at least almost everything.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
that's why we're such a good team.
That's why we're such a good team. Yeah. Don't talk Marvel movies to this guy though. He hasn't seen.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. But Darren can answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm one of the poor souls who has invested. I've seen like literally everything in the MCU so far.
Yeah,
so
I was watching sports.
Yeah, which is probably better use of your time, maybe. I don't know.
For this podcast, it is.
For this podcast, definitely. For sure. All right, so let's go ahead and pivot on over to the NBA, shall we?
Let's unfortunately do it, because this subject that we currently have to discuss is one that is breaking my little DNA sports recap heart.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, but just to touch on what we talked about earlier, the shape of the league right now, man, is when we don't have players playing basketball, we have players sitting out, we have players getting suspended for doing dumb stuff off the court. You know, it's only a matter of time when you have a league that we have that this happens. But go ahead and break it down. Tell the people what happened.
So Jontay Porter, he is the brother of Michael Porter Jr., may be caught up in a scandal for gambling. After the betting companies noticed unusual activity on some of his activity, Porter is now under investigation. Yeah, I mean, my big thing is like, how does Adam Silver deal with this issue?
Well, first of all, I blame Adam Silver for the first part. In the first point, I mean, what he's doing right now is he's chasing revenue as much as he can to launch into the next TV deal. Live sports is what's saving live TV right now. If it wasn't for that,
the only thing.
Yeah, if it's not for that, live TV does not make a lick. No one's making money off of that except for sports. And he knows that. And he's trying to set his league up for a huge payday. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about setting your legacy as the NBA commissioner? You set a record for the greatest TV deal in sports history while you're underneath your
terminal. Good way to do it.
It's a good way to do it. However, in that case, he's bringing in a lot of money. And guess where it's all coming from? DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, Book. All of these companies, all these
they're all paying like crazy.
They're paying this crazy amount of money. They're sponsoring the league. These players are literally in commercials for these betting sites. And you're surprised when one of them gets caught up in one?
Yeah.
You think he's the only one? I guarantee you he's not.
No.
He's just the only one that's been caught because of the fact of his relative obscureness when it comes to being he's a two-way player. This guy makes $450,000 a year on a team where his brother actually just signed a $100 million contract a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So he's $450,000 is a lot of money to most people, but when you're in the NBA and you're surrounded by millionaires, it
just doesn't feel like that much.
Just doesn't feel that much. But so those of you who don't know, this happened actually on January 27th. DraftKings released a statement saying the biggest winner of the day was Jontay Porter's unders. And the same thing happened again in March, a game against the Clippers, where he tries to avoid a rebound at the end of the first. Right after, he went directly to the coach and said, "I'm hurt. I need to be out of the game," claiming that he re-aggravated an eye injury. So if you look back at that game, at no point in his minutes was he on the court did he ever get hit in the eye. But if you watch, he very lazily reached out with his hand and tried to grab a rebound and just dropped it because he realized that's his third rebound of the game. You know why? And then he immediately pulled himself out?
4.5.
The line was set at 4.5. So, yeah, he's under investigation for this. And, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But let me ask you this question in this. What do you think will happen to him if he's found guilty?
So, yeah, I mean, this is exactly the problem is if he gets found guilty, you can't just, your first thought is suspend him, throw the book at him, make an example out of this guy. You got to, it's the integrity of the league. But if any of that happens, what happens when James Harden gets caught doing the same thing?
Yep. You set precedents.
You're going to throw James Harden out of here? You're going to risk the reputation, the quality of the product on the floor for this guy?
Yeah, exactly. You put it perfectly. So the rule is currently in the books as it sits right now when it comes to gambling and on the NBA is it's completely up to the commissioner's discretion.
Yep.
Luckily, the guy who's getting caught for this is a two-way guy. You can ban him from the league. You can Pete Rose him all day long.
Absolutely.
And then he is gone. But then 2 weeks into next season, when John Morant's playing and balling out of his mind, and he's connected to something, when he's telling people to take the over,
yeah,
that technically is influencing gambling, and it might have been an innocent little tweet.
Sure is, though.
But it is influencing, and now you got to and then you have precedents where you threw the book at him. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think this is something that commissioner, needs to take really careful steps when considering what he's going to do here. If he is found guilty, obviously guilty until proven otherwise, innocent until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a very slippery slope because I guarantee you he's not the first one to do it. He's not going to be the last one.
Nope. And I mean, like realistically, the last time the NBA had a gambling problem was the referee, Tim Donaghy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that a few years
allegedly,
10 years ago, allegedly. Yeah.
In my opinion.
but he was obviously conspiring to fix games. But I don't know. I guess my issue with this whole deal is this isn't just going to affect betting in the NBA. No. When this is all said and done, this is going to affect how betting affects the NBA, the MLB, the NFL, hockey, NHL.
No one cares about hockey.
But there's betting in all these leagues, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And every single one of these players has an opportunity to fix it, and they can adjust the outcome of these games.
Yeah, we mentioned in our video last week. If go ahead and drop a link on that to check it out if you haven't seen it before. See it in the description here. I said watch very closely on how the league changes things next year when it comes to the in-season tournament and how they change the rules, because they kind of did it middle of the game and middle of the season this year after the trade deadline, and they won't admit to doing it, but it's clearly that they did. You know, we had a bunch of 50-point games, 70-point games, 60-point games this year. And all of a sudden, after the trade deadline, crickets. We didn't see anybody break 50. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but we have not seen anybody break 50 in a while. If there is, it's probably one. Do you know how many people between the year of 2010 and 2020 had 50-point games on average per year?
I'd say 3 or 4.
Exactly. And how many had it in like the first 2 months of the season?
It seemed like there was like 5 or 6 in the first half of the season.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden it just went back to crickets. So they're definitely changing how they're enforcing things. And I guarantee you, in my opinion, it's adjusting.
I mean, they were trying to adjust to being an offensive league, right? Where they allow the offensive players to pretty much do whatever they wanted.
Once Jordan retired, you see that the ratings dropped, and so they had to quickly change it for the next TV deal and get some eyes back on the game. So they switched the rules to make it mainly an offensive game, and it worked. It's been offensive heavy ever since, and they're gearing up to get as much money as they can in the league, get as much eyeballs as they can in the league. Opening up betting is a great way to do that because you bring people into the sport that weren't in the sport already.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's great, but it's cutting your nose off to despite your face kind of thing. So it's going to be slippery. Watch how the rules change and see how they're going to benefit the sports books to do that, because I think that's exactly what it's heading.
Make sure you guys subscribe. We're going to have more videos just like this one. You're going to love them.
Absolutely. Make sure you also hit that notification bell. Drop a like on this video. We'd love to hear from you. Again, drop a comment drop a comment down below and let us know what you think as far as the NBA. Is this betting scandal a lot bigger than what we see it as? Are we making a big deal out of nothing? We'd love to hear from you on that.
Yep. And if you're watching on one of our short videos on YouTube, make sure you know that this is available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Audio only. Should be a link right here.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, so you want to go ahead and change on over to
Major League Baseball.
Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about baseball. Got to change the color.
Oh, yeah. Good call. It's the middle button, by the way.
Okay.
Middle.
You've been part of our set for like 5 months. We still can't remember. Once again, folks, this is a live stream. We'd love to hear from you guys live in the comments there. We will react to your comments live during the taping here. We'll also put it on our videos as well. We'd love to hear where you're repping DNA Sports Recap from. We'd love to hear your responses on the comments on the subjects we're talking about, and also
does not work.
Anything else. Let us know what you think. For sure, drop in the chat. Let us know. Appreciate you guys for joining. Thank you very much.
Some of these colors do weird things to the set color.
Yeah, I think one of the blues are okay. Did we use red already? We used red already.
We used red.
Yeah.
This one again. I guess as long as it's different as a lot.
Wasn't this the color we used last?
Damn it.
Is this the color we just had?
I don't know.
Tammy, let us know. Was this the same color we had last time?
Let's go. No, was it green?
I don't know. I think we should go with the shade of blue. I think we have.
I know we used blue at one point.
Did we?
Let's go with this blue.
We'll go with this blue.
Yeah, I know this wasn't the last color we used for sure.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and pivot on to Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So your favorite subject, obviously.
My favorite. I mean, every time I just get so pumped up because you know why it's my favorite subject, Aaron? I get to finish the rest of my whiskey right now.
Very nice. Very nice. I like it. I like it. Where is my mouse? There it is. Okay. We've got Tammy dropping in the comments. Yep. Go to blue. Appreciate it, Tammy. Thank you for keeping an eye on us there. We appreciate it.
You're the best.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Major League Baseball now. We are a full week into the actual regular season. Now, there was a series played in South Korea between the Dodgers and the Padres. That's, was earlier, but we're not counting that. So the first official day. That
wasn't regular season games.
It did count. Yes.
Oh, it did count. Okay.
Yeah. So technically, the Dodgers and the Padres played 2 more games more than anybody else in Major League Baseball right now.
So they'll get off early. I see how the league's positioning this.
Yeah, because the Padres are
give them a little bit more break.
sure. I don't really think that's how that works. I think I
Hmm.
think they would just played earlier and they're all going to line up the exact same.
Hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see. I doubt it.
Hmm.
I doubt it.
This is looking real fishy all of a sudden.
Okay. All right. Let us know in the comments down below, folks. Let you know if you think there's actually an advantage to throwing off your circadian rhythm and flying to South Korea for a week and playing 2 games and then going right back to playing meaningless baseball against the Angels. You know,
Oh, wow.
you let us
Sorry,
know.
Angels fans. Darren's a Dodgers fan.
Dude, even the Angels fans will admit their season's already over. It's just, it is what it is. And make sure
He's
you
got
clip
Mike
that.
Trout.
Yeah. And how well has he done for that team for the last 10
He's
years?
going to kill it.
Yeah. Now he
MVP season.
Well, he might win an MVP. I'm not going to lie on that one. He's got 3 of them. Yeah. I'm just saying that he's never played more. He's had 3.
I think we should mid-show cheers to baseball season starting.
Oh, let's do that for sure. Cheers to you.
Cheers to all of you.
Cheers to all you folks. Let us know in the comments, folks, what team you're repping in Major League Baseball. Our stats show that a majority of our views are from Major League Baseball videos. So I'd love to hear from you guys on that. Let's go ahead and first start with some L's. And one of them did a much better job at fixing that. Let's talk about some Vegas boys, Bryce Harper and Chris Bryant. You know what they have in common?
I don't.
Other than being from Vegas, you know what they have in common? They both went 0 for 11 to start this season.
No way.
0 for 11. Yeah.
Wow.
Not the way you want to start your season. Now, the 2-time MVP, Bryce Harper, came back with a bang. And I believe yesterday in the game that they played, he had a multi-homer game, 2 or 3 bombs in that game. So he set himself right.
I can tell you who he really struggled against.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who was that?
That would be my Braves.
Very nice. The Atlanta Braves have proven to keep pace with what they normally do, which is beat the crap out of the Phillies during the regular season. So we'll see how that works come September and October.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. Okay, let's go ahead. We got another comment there from Tammy. It says, "Go Dodgers." That's right. Absolutely, Tammy. Love that. I believe the Dodgers are starting to play right now, actually. So we better wrap this up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The Braves game got rained out today. So
yeah. So you actually signed up for the MLB package this year.
I did.
I am so proud of you.
I did. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. It's nothing like watching baseball, man. Nothing like watching.
And it's so nice. Like I can just put it on my phone and like have it at my desk.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching games, doing my thing. It's so fun.
Yeah, I posted on my Instagram of a picture of me watching the Dodger games while I'm grilling on my iPad right here.
Yeah.
Just enjoying it. Man, it's great.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should bring my iPad to my office.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's much better on the iPad than on your phone for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Note to self.
Yeah, let us know what you guys watch baseball there. If you guys are sneaking an iPad or your phone and watching it at work, we're right there with you. If you're watching this or listening to this, dear watcher, dear viewer, while you're at work, just go ahead and let your boss know that you have an emergency sports recap and you have to catch up on.
Absolutely. And make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss one of our videos recapping those awesome videos that you just watched.
Drop it in our DMs. We'll send you a doctor's note. Okay?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll sign it too.
Yeah, because he's a doctor of love over here.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
I'm a doctor of sports recap.
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
So many years.
All right, so let's go ahead and pivot on over to another thing that happened in the first week of baseball here, which is the Yankees. So the Yankees actually swept the Astros in a 4-game series to start the season.
That is really surprising.
Yeah. Again, something of note on that's also interesting is that Josh Hader, right? That the reliever that they signed this year.
Yeah.
Remember his big deal on not wanting to go in the 8th inning or the 9th inning for the Padres last year?
Yeah.
Even though he had a chance of making the wild card.
Absolutely.
Both times that he was, at least twice when he was pulled into that series, he was brought in a non-save situation. So
and how did he feel about that?
I don't know. I think because he's got his contract now,
he's like, yeah,
he's okay
whatever.
with it,
Yeah.
He has the highest contract for a reliever in sports history. I think he's okay with it now. But yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. So the Astros did get swept by the Yankees. Juan Soto's proven to be just the second coming out there for sure for them because he's doing a great job. So it's been great trade there for the Yankees. Hopefully he continues to stay healthy and the rest of the team does as well and continues to perform the way they are.
Being healthy is important.
By the way, our boy Trevor Bauer pitched against the Yankees for a Mexican League team, and he actually broke that down and got a chance to watch the video. Do you watch that one?
I have not.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have a future video where we recap the Trevor Bauer situation.
Leave us a comment. Let us know if you want to see more Trevor Bauer update.
Yeah, and then immediately after, the Astros getting swept by the Yankees and going 0-4 to open the season, who, by the way, they haven't, up until this point where I'm about to talk about next, has not won a game in Houston since early October.
Wow.
Yeah, all their games in the playoffs. They got all the way to the ALCS, and they won all their games on the road. Did not win a home game.
Sometimes you can do it, man.
Really weird. Really, really weird. But yeah, so now the Astros on April 1st, the fans that Astros fans, may have been thinking there's a little bit of an April Fool's joke there, but they followed up that 0-4 start with a no-hitter.
Oh, I saw this.
The first no-hitter of the year.
Yeah.
Ronel Blanco throws a no-hitter for the Houston Astros, defeating the Blue Jays 10-0. Blanco is a 30-year-old pitcher. Blanco is a 30-year-old pitcher who wouldn't even have been on the team if it wasn't for the fact that Verlander's out with an injury. He has about 18 appearances over the last couple of years there, a little over 18 appearances over the last couple of years, mainly as a bullpen piece.
I was gonna say, he hadn't even thrown a complete game.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's over 30 years old. And this is only his 8th start in Major League Baseball history.
8th start, you throw a no-hitter, chances are you're going to get a few more.
Yeah. So good for him, man. Good for him. I mean, he's in 30, we'll see if he gets another chance there. But for an unlikely person to do it, he's, in his 30s.
Love it.
8th start. Love it. Absolutely love it. That no-no was the earliest in Major League Baseball history, by the way. Came only
seemed fast
a week into the season.
Yeah.
That actually broke the previous record by a Japanese pitcher named Hideo Nomo, who threw a no-hitter in 2001, 3 days later than what Blanco did. What's really interesting about the Hideo Nomo one is that it came against the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field. There's only been one no-hitter thrown at Coors Field ever since it opened up. And this is really interesting. This is back when the Rockies were actually good.
Yeah.
Like they had 3 players on their teams that hit over 35 home runs that year.
Yeah. They had Todd Helton and all those good guys.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. They had, it was a really good team. And a Japanese pitcher, just comes in there and just throws a no-hitter.
Yeah. I got this.
Where you can literally just take the ball and throw it over the fence, because there's literally no atmosphere there. But really interesting. Congratulations to Ronel Blanco there on his no-hitter. Really great way to break up that for sure. What do you got on baseball?
The notes that first I want to say my Braves have looked great. Offensively, they've been fantastic.
Okay.
They played tough against the Phillies. And they went into Chicago. They didn't look great last night, but
yeah,
they lost one.
Yeah.
They struggled with the offense going, actually. It's funny I say that.
Yeah. Are they 6-1? Well, that's
no,
the Yankees.
They're 5-2.
Yankees are
4-2.
4-2. That's right.
Yeah.
I really love their lineup, man. I mean, their rotation is stacked. Their lineup is stacked. It's just a team, man. I really think Luke, what is it? Third baseman, Luke Riley. Is it Luke Riley?
No, that's not his name.
Riley.
Austin Riley.
Austin Riley.
Yeah.
Austin Riley. I think he's going to get MVP votes this year. Every year he seems to get better and better and better. I think he's got a shot.
Yeah.
He's going to get some votes this year for sure. But that rotation, you got Sale, you got Charlie Morton, you've got Strider, you got like 4 or 5 arms that's starting the game.
Like really good starting pitchers.
Yeah. Strider is my Cy Young pick for the NL.
Oh, really?
Yep. That's who my pick is. Book it.
Put it
on the board.
You saw it here first. DNA Sports Recap.
Absolutely. So, did you hear about the Oakland A's?
I did.
On opening day.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. So,
over 10,000 fans at the game.
Yeah, no, more than that. So ticketed attendance was 13,522.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them never even made it inside the stadium. So with the A's plan to move to Las Vegas in 2028, the fans ended up staging a boycott in the home opener by purchasing tickets to the game, organizing a block party outside the stadium, and pretty much just hanging out, holding out signs saying sell. They got T-shirts, they're waving flags, throwing bean bags at cutouts of team executives, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, just like their whole reverse boycott party they had before, and just like their off season that outdrew more than the team.
Season.
Their unofficial fan fest outdrew what the A's actually put on in Vegas.
Right.
Which is insane. I mean, the Oakland fans absolutely love you guys. You guys are, deserving of a much better team, much better ownership group. Love what you guys are putting on over there. That's fantastic. Really raising the middle finger to Fisher there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So my question is for you.
Mm-hmm.
You think there's going to happen more games this year?
For Oakland, absolutely.
Yeah. And then, so absolutely is a pretty easy answer because I agree. But is there anything the A's can do to fix this?
Yeah, absolutely. They can fix it whatever they want.
Break it down. Oakland A's fans, listen, and Darren's got the answer.
First of all, drop it in the comments down below. Let us know what you think the A's need to do to fix this team. Number one option first is what every fan's been asking for.
Sell the team.
Sell the team, man.
Yeah.
You can make billions. Sell the team.
Yep. Make sure you guys subscribe. We've got a ton of Oakland A's content. We've put out a ton of really good videos actually on the A's that have done really well. Check them out. Hit subscribe button. You're going to love them.
Really appreciate the Oakland A's fans for supporting our channel.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And stuff. Absolutely. Braves and Dodgers fans right here. And we're talking mostly about the A's. It's great. But yeah, the first option is sell the team. Second option is sell the other half of the Coliseum that they have so they can get that extension happening to keep the A's in Oakland in the Coliseum. They've met 3 times to come together on a lease extension. All 3 times they've walked away with a deal. One of the things I think if the A's actually want to, show the fans a proper goodbye is to compete for these next 3 years. And one of the great ways they could do that is get that extension, give these fans their swan song for the next 3 years and prove that they're ready to have an expansion team. All it's going to do is put more money in your pockets.
Absolutely. And you want these people to continue to be Oakland A's fans, right? Even after you move the team to Las Vegas, Las Vegas A's, whatever they end up being, right?
Yeah.
You want them to continue being fans
of that team. Yeah.
Of that team.
You can keep the market.
If you keep being a ridiculously shitty team, no one's going to watch.
Yeah.
And then you hate the A's for moving, and then you hate the A's for every reason. What are you guys doing?
Absolutely.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's exactly the point. When they move to Vegas, they're not even the third. They'll be best option. They're the 3rd most popular team there.
Yep. Did a video on that. Make sure you guys check it out. Absolutely. The Oakland A's have a LA Dodgers problem.
That's right. And then, in Oakland's, it's the Giants are going to absorb the Oakland side of things on the other side of the Bay. But if you play well for the next 3 years, you're going to hold on to a little bit of that market segment. So why not do it? Why not go into Vegas and actually just freaking kill it? I think it's the best way to, embrace the fans for the last 3 years. Go out there.
Fans to put money on the team.
Yeah. You don't even have to invest too much money into this team. They literally sent down their best player.
Yeah.
And then they have one arm on their team there that can throw over 100 miles an hour. They're just dominating as far as a bullpen arm. I think his name's Miller. But they don't have to invest much in this team. Literally all they got to do is put a little bit of money into it. And they can really, really go far, man. I think that a few things. One, sell their part of the Coliseum, which ironically they bought half of to keep the team in Oakland, by the way.
Right.
Which is hilarious.
Right.
So, I mean, then sell that part, and then, obviously MLB is not going to give them an expansion expansion team. It's not the Sonics. It's not it's not example of other leagues where they've had multiple teams, especially in baseball. You've had the Boston have the Braves first, and they also had Milwaukee had the Braves, and so Atlanta they've stuck around for at least a little bit. So good job Atlanta for keeping them for a while.
Go Braves.
But they got Cincinnati's had 2 teams. You've had the national Washington DC's had 2 teams. There's plenty like New York's had like 3 teams. So it's very common but if you're not putting any effort in there, Oakland's not going to really get a shot. So no. Yeah, Oakland, you're not going to get an expansion.
They're going to run it out, man.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to run all the Oakland A's fans directly out of the city.
Yeah. Spend some money on some players, not a whole lot, not even close to a whole lot. Just double your payroll, which won't be much. How much did we say it was? Like 240,000 or something ridiculous like that.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid low.
Invest on some of these. Sign Trevor Bauer for crying out loud. Who cares? Just get somebody out there.
You have nothing to lose at this point.
You literally have nothing to lose. Put some effort into pushing some that you're going to try. And you're going to win over the fans, and they're going to give you your flowers on the way out when you move to Vegas, and then everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be happy. So just do it. Get the deal done for the extension. Sell your half of the Coliseum, and then give them a reason to vote. Give them a reason to watch, man.
Absolutely.
What else you got in baseball?
Love it. That's what I got, man.
All right. So let us know in the comments down below, folks. Let us know what you think when it comes to Major League Baseball. What are your takeaways from the first week of the official season? Love to hear from you. Let us know again on the comments down below, what you got looking forward to, who's your team, who you repping which team you're repping from. And we'd love to hear from you on that as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and drop a like on this video. Let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And if you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, make sure you know this is available complete episode wherever you get your podcasts, audio only. Should be a link. Boom, right here.
Awesome. With all that said, my name is Darren. This is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.
All right, and to our fabulous viewers who are watching us live on the live stream, we deeply appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tammy, for jumping in the comments. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Tammy.
See ya.